just when you think Edmonton's figured it out, the Florida Panthers always finds a way to come back. And this time, they did it with 4 unanswered points against the Edmonton Oilers. And there's really one big thank you for that to happen. Evan Rodriguez. Evan freaking Rodriguez is one of the biggest reasons why we won this game. Not only he has a go-ahead goal, but he broke the streak of Edmonton's penalty kill streak to get that power play goal. We'll talk about how it happened. But Florida freaking Panthers are up 2-0 in the Stanley Cup Final Series against Edmonton Oilers. I just hope it didn't come with a major price, though. I really hope it doesn't come down to it. We'll talk about that. Anyway, Panthers now win 2 games. They only need 2 more to finally win it all. They beat Edmonton Oilers 4-1. Now, in the first period, Florida had the shooting, right? They were looking for shots, just like I said in the last game, right? But they weren't shooting it. They were not able to find anything in the first period. I almost said inning. Look at me. It's Sergei Bobrovsky going up against Stuart Skinner. Florida shooting pucks. And then there was some moments from there and there. Skinner is saving some pucks. Florida's defense is pretty good. Sam Bennett with the offensive zone penalty gets called for a trip against Bouchard. Edmonton goes on a power play. That power play is killed off. Didn't even get a single shot on goal. And up comes next Ekman Larson with the slash shot that was saved by Skinner. And then Warren Forgelli decided to be a absolute POS, meaning piece of shit, to extend his knee to Losarin's knee, right? Basically, he stick his knee up like this, and then hits or knees Losarin in the leg, and you can see the extension with Losarin's leg. Folks are saying, "Oh, he dived, he flopped," and this one. First off, how do you dive when your knee or your leg is bent that far? You know, oh man, I just cracked my knee while I'm demonstrating. How do you bend it like this? That's like saying you broke your arm, or you broke your leg in the game, and you can't get up, but yet he's embellishing. That's you know how ridiculous that sounds? It's ridiculous. That is a stupid, boneheaded move by Forgelli, and he gets a 5-minute major, and not only he gets a 5-minute major, which is the right call. I feel like he should get the 5-minute major, but you're gone. Goodbye. Go back in the locker room. You're done for the game. He gets some game misconduct. He's ejected for the game. Right call. That is a dick move. Absolute dick move. And for those who are going to comment, well, Losarin embellished with this. How could he embellish? Again, how can he embellish when his knee gets hit by another man's knee? It extended, and it's... I don't get it. That's such an asinine thing to say. And also, not to mention, you know the thing called Charlie horse? You know that muscle cramp that happens when you stretch or move it the wrong way? It hurts like crap. And I think Losarin felt that kind of pain as he was knee down to the ice. Ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous that you say it like that. So he goes to the back. He does come back in the game, thankfully. So Florida with the 5-minute major, and then a minute or so later, Ekman Larson gets called for a trip on Mattias Janmark, and it would become a 4-on-4. So the first power play over, but yet Dylan Holloway, who's serving Forgelli's penalty, it was still being a box, because when Ekman Larson's penalty is done, Florida goes back on a power play. That will be their second power play of the game, actually. They would split that 5-minute major from the 4-on-4. However, during the 4-on-4, in the meantime, The first shot on goal for Edmonton is a unlucky situation for Bobrovsky, as Mattias Ekholm gets one on the board for Edmonton. That would be the first points of this series and first lead of the series. And that one, Bobrovsky should have saved that one. It's just when it hit Bobrovsky, it ricocheted off him and it went to the back of the net. Ekholm was assisted by Bouchard. That's his 22nd assist of the postseason. And Connor McDavid's 27th assist of the postseason. He gets his first points in his Stanley Cup final career. And just unlucky. So my mind's racing at that moment. So 4-on-4, Montour almost ties the game up. It hit the crossbar. Crap. And then 4-on-4 is done. Florida goes back on a power play, and what do you know? Penalties killed off. Surprising. So Edmonton looking to try to add up. There was a McDavid shot on goal. That was saved by Bobrovsky. That was an absolute amazing save. I love that save. Florida is trying to respond. They're trying to respond hard. Stuart Skinner had that confidence in the first period. Edmonton, you gotta know this. Edmonton is a first period team. They actually are. Florida's not known for a first period glory. They're more for later in the game, which is proven tonight. Evan Bouchard gets called for roughing up Matthew Tkachuk. He goes to the penalty box. Florida will go on a power play. That will carry over to the second period. Florida outshooting Edmonton. Kind of like the similar situation in the last game, but in reverse. And Edmonton has that momentum. So second period starts. Florida on the power play. Matthew Tkachuk gets called for a hook on Connor Brown. Oh, I think that was a pretty soft penalty. It will be a 4-on-4 for a bit, and then Edmonton goes on a power play, and that penalty is killed off. So not much to comment here. There were some chances from both sides, and then with 9 minutes and 34 seconds into the second period, we tied the game up. He is assisted by Vladimir Tarasenko. That's his 4th assist of the postseason. And Anton Lundell's 10th assist of the postseason. Off the snatch shot is Nico Mikkola with that snatch shot off the one-timer. Goes right past Stuart Skinner. And Stuart Skinner just caught off guard with that shot from Mikkola. Absolutely beautiful shot by Mikkola. That's only his second goal of this postseason, and that was massive. Absolutely massive goal by Mikkola. He definitely deserves a round of applause. I mean it. That was a great goal by Mikkola. I did not expect that to happen. So, Mikkola, good for you. You tied the game up. You are absolutely amazing, and you came in clutch, bro. Absolutely. So, tie game 1-1 for the rest. And, that first shot on goal from Edmonton, Bobrovsky will go back to his old self. He winds up saving 18 straight. So, Stuart Skinner doing everything he possibly can against this Florida offense. More importantly, Edmonton's trying to figure out this Florida's defense, and they were not able to figure it out. Now, Verhaeghe gets called for tripping on McDavid. I thought it was ridiculous. So Edmonton goes right back on the power play. Bouchard, he hit the post. He hit that post, and that could have been 2-1, but thank goodness. Draisaitl with a slash shot that was saved by Bobrovsky, and that was a good freaking save. That was a really good save by Bobrovsky. That was like the impossible. That was a tough angle shot by Draisaitl on the right side, and Nugent Hopkins after that, another off the post shot. He hit the post as well. That should have been 2-1 right then and there. Penalties kill it off. And then Bouchard gets called for a penalty on Edmonton. He gets a slashing call on Verhaeghe. And Florida goes back on the power play. And you know how many shots on goal they made for this power play? Only one shot on goal. That was Sam Bennett's snatch shot on Stuart Skinner. Penalties killed off. Moving on. So not much to say about that one. Florida getting their momentum back like the normal. And that ends the second period, really. The score is 1-1 to tie it up. Now we go to the third period. Third period, it's where we have to talk about the most. It starts off with the Edmonton face-off. Zach Hyman with the snapshot that was saved by Bobrovsky. And Aaron Rodriguez with the puck And, it was stolen away by Bouchard. And then Bouchard gives it right back to Rodriguez. And Rodriguez scores on this one. There's no way to blame it on Stuart Skinner because there's no way he couldn't anticipate the puck getting I shouldn't say taken away, more like giving it away, which they credit that to Bouchard for a giveaway, which is bad news. But no, he gives it right back to Rodriguez after Rodriguez lost the puck to Bouchard, and he made that quick shot. Skinner just didn't anticipate it. I don't know. That's just unbelievable. So I don't think it's Skinner's fault. It's Bouchard's fault. I'm telling you that right now. It's Bouchard's fault for giving that puck to Rodriguez, and Rodriguez took advantage of it. And how about Evan Rodriguez? He comes out of nowhere. He is shooting pucks, and all of a sudden now he's hot. He is hot. Florida Panther right now to score goals. And this was a huge one. This is a go-ahead goal for Evan Rodriguez. That's his 5th goal of the postseason off the snapshot. Florida now takes the lead 2-1 in game 2 rather, in third period. Edmonton needs this goal now, right? But Florida, a third period team. Don't forget. Florida's now becoming that really good defensive team that we all know and love. Then there'll be some pushing and shoving for the most part. There will be some shots blocked, some, laying hands. And then we get to this, and then we get to Leon Draisaitl. And I think most of us know where I'm going with this. This is a roughing call on Alexander Barkov. Really, I feel like this shouldn't be a roughing call. This should not be a roughing call. If this was roughing call, he would use his hands, right? He would use his hands. But instead, he left his feet off the ice and elbows Barkov right here in the face. And Barkov would not come back for the rest of the game. Now, the rest of the team comes in, beats the shit out of Draisaitl for, laying that elbow hit to Barkov. This should have been an elbowing penalty. That should have been a 5-minute major. That should have been a misconduct. And you know what? There should be a suspension. This should have been a suspension on Draisaitl. But you know what? NHL's not going to do it. They're not going to just suspend him. If this was a regular season, maybe. But this is the Stanley Cup Finals. So I don't think they're going to have the guts to suspend the guy. Could you imagine if Sam Bennett did that to Connor McDavid? The same thing. Lets his feet off the ice and elbows Connor McDavid. You know what? You know how pissed Oilers fans would be if that was the case? There would have been a far outcry. I swear to you. They're going to say this is a clean hit. It was not a clean hit. That was a dirty, pathetic move by Draisaitl and to hurt and elbow our captain in the face like this. He did not embellish. If he was embellishing, it would have been spectacularly obvious. But how would he embellish if he was whacked in the face with an elbow, hard contact? And Barkov's a big guy. You got to understand, he is a heavyweight defender. He's going to need a minute or so. But no, something was clearly wrong. He had to leave the game, get off the ice, and you poked you poked the Panther. You honestly pissed off the Florida Panthers team. They're probably going to be pissed off to Thursday. Because that was cheap, that was dirty, and it's ironic because they're calling us the dirtiest team in the NHL. It's ironic. It's absolutely ironic that they're calling us the dirtiest team in the NHL. Because all they say was, Bennett this, Bennett that. I'm saying this. If Bennett did the same thing to Connor McDavid, then there would have been a pissed off internet folks. And Oilers fans are going to comment it. But when we complain, it's like, oh, it's pettiness. They don't know the game of hockey. Like, you know what? No, I ain't dealing with this. Draisaitl, that was bullshit. That was absolute bullshit. Barkov, I hope you feel better I really hope you feel better. I'm praying for your speedy recovery. Praying and hoping. And here's hoping you play Game 3, bro. Praying for you. And then get back on the ice against Edmonton. Anyway, Florida goes on a 2-minute minor, although it should have been a 5-minute major. Florida Panthers pissed off. They are a pissed off hockey team right now. Verhaeghe almost makes it 3-1, but it hits the above crossbar. Then, a minute later, we can finally say this. It's a power play goal. He is assisted by Offer Ekman-Larsson. That's his 4th assist of the postseason. And Anton Lundell's 2nd assist of the game and his 11th of the postseason. And then off the tip and from Lundell is Evan Rodriguez. His 6th goal of the postseason, his 2nd of the game. It's a power play goal. And that finally snaps Edmonton's penalty kill streak to 34. That streak is over, ladies and gentlemen. We finally got past Stuart Skinner off the power play. Finally. So our power play is good. And Evan Rodriguez does it again. His 3rd goal of the Stanley Cup Finals, his 2nd of the game, and it's a power play goal, and that's massive too. Now we feel more confident of winning this game. 1 minute later, Montour and Evander Kane beating up each other. The hockey guy says they're sniffing each other's gloves. I like that joke. I think that was pretty funny. But they both get called for a penalty. Evander Kane gets on sportsmanlike conduct on Montour. Brandon Montour gets called for rough on Evander Kane. It would be a 4-on-4. Then there was a net dislodge, and then Edmonton's coach said, "You know what? Bring off Stuart Skinner. We have to pull him out. We have to put an extra attacker on to make a 5-on-4. Seemingly a power play, but it's really not. It's really an empty net situation. Yeah, by this point, for the majority of the part, they have to bring out Skinner or bring in Skinner because they need this goal to have that fighting chance to get this road win." And then Ekman-Larsson did a stupid thing. He chucks the puck over the glass, and then it became a 5-on-3 for a moment until it becomes 6-on-4, and then hold up, 5-on-3, then a 6-on-4 because those 2 penalties from Montour and Evander Kane were expiring. So it became a 6-on-4 power play empty net situation for Edmonton. And Edmonton, they could not figure out to get past it. Although they were close. Nugent Hopkins gets a wrist shot that was hit the crossbar. And the puck goes up to the netting. Edmonton calls a timeout. And then the penalty would be killed off after the timeout. And then with 2.5 minutes left of the game, or 3.5 minutes left of the game, I should say, Sam Bennett gives the puck to Ekblad, and Ekblad with that long shot from their own zone, off the wall to the empty net. Aaron Ekblad finishes the game off to make it 4-1 Florida Panthers in Game 2, and that will ultimately seal the game, folks. Aaron Ekblad gets his first playoff goal of this postseason. Major one. That seals the deal. We're gonna think about Game 3, and I really the more I can't talk. More importantly, think about Barkov's health. We'll know more about this tomorrow. I'm hoping and I'm praying for his health. That is nothing serious, and he can play in Game 2. The good news is there's 2 days rest, but it's going to be a travel day. I heard they're going to have to. Actually, I'll talk about that after I get through the rest of the third period. Anyway, 2 minutes left of the game after the empty net from Aaron Ekblad. A fight broke loose. There was a pretty douche move by Sam Carrick? I think it was Sam Carrick or Descharnes. I can't pronounce his name, but no, they would seem to have that accidental stick up in Dmitry Kulikov's low blow. Did you see that? I know you all saw it. I know you all saw it. Helicopter. The stick goes up in Kulikov's low blow. I'm gonna call it low blow from wrestling. It's where you, yeah, I don't need to describe it in thorough detail. So the fight broke loose after that. Kulikov did a right thing. He stepped back, let the teammates do their part, so he does not get the penalty at all for retaliation. That was a smart move. So instead, Sam Carrick gets called for a slashing, and he's done for the game. Vincent Desharnais is also called for misconduct, so they're both tossed out of the game. And Evander Kane had to serve Carrick's penalty for the rest of the game. It would be a Florida power play for the rest of the game because 18:01 into the third period, 2 minutes of the power play, there's no chance Evander Kane's going to come out unless Florida would score this power play goal. And, the game is already over. All you could really do is hold on to the puck. There was a shot on goal for Steven Lorentz, and I thought Lorentz and Kevin Stanley, they played great hockey. They really did play good hockey. But for the rest, they would hold on to the puck, and then you can hear the crowd, "We want the cup." And now I'm chanting, "We want the cup. We want the cup. We want the cup." Florida now leads the series 2-0, and they won their second game for the first time in franchise history in the Stanley Cup final. They finally did it. And our season at least extended more. So we have more hockey to watch. And I love it. I absolutely love it. Final score of this game is 4-1. Florida would take advantage of this, come back, and beat Edmonton 4-1. They get 2 days rest. So does Edmonton. We hope the hearing of Forgali and Draisaitl. And another important note about Barkov. I hope he's okay. We'll know about something tomorrow. I just hope it's good news saying that he's doing okay. He's gonna probably do some light work in the game 3. As long as he plays a little, even if it's just a little bit, I'm happy. Because at least I know he'll be okay for game 4. You see what I'm saying? Because those are just dirty moves. And I know there's going to be comments saying that, Aaron Ekblad chokes hold, you know what I mean? And I saw the replay, he was tapping out. I'm like, okay, this isn't wrestling, it's hockey. I will say that. Anyway, when we look at the team stats, and this is a long recap, I'm sorry. When we look at the team stats, 29 shots on goal for Florida. Unlike the last game where Florida didn't have that many shots on goals, this time they did, and they did win the game. So that was not a complete 180 from game 1. Edmonton with 19 shots on goal. The first shot on goal, it was a goal from Edmonton, and since then Bobrovsky saved 18 straight. Bobrovsky is just vintage. 37 hits from Florida, 31 hits for Edmonton. More face-off wins for Florida. 6 power play opportunities for Florida. They got one off Evan Rodriguez tip-in. 4 power plays for Edmonton. They got nothing out of it. And remember that 5-minute major becomes split 2-minute minors. I shouldn't be 2 minute. Actually, I shouldn't say that. But two separate power plays in the first period. You know what I mean? That was when Edmonton scores that 4-on-4 goal. So Edmonton gets 45 penalty minutes because of those misconducts. Block shots, it evens out with 19 from both sides. 14 takeaways for Florida, only 4 takeaways from Edmonton. 17 giveaways for Edmonton, 16 for Florida. And stars of the game, no surprises. I mean, you cannot not give them a stars of the game. I mean, Evan Rodriguez gets 1 star with 2 goals. Absolutely deserved it. Anton Lundell gets 2 stars with 2 assists. He's a big factor for Rodriguez's goals. 3 stars, they give it to Sergei Bobrovsky. Absolutely well earned. Saving his team from Edmonton's high power offense. Absolutely amazing. So they have two days rest, and I'm going to imagine tomorrow, which is technically right now, today, because it's midnight. I'm recapping this at 12:53 a.m. They're going to be traveling. It's going to be a long freaking travel. And I heard they're going to have to make a stop at Kansas City because one way is just probably going to be too much for the aircraft. I don't know if that's true. I flew to Ireland. I flew to Europe, and it was a 7-hour flight. In fact, I'm going to look it up right now. As I'm talking to you guys. But basically, they're going to make a stop at Kansas City, and then do a second flight to Edmonton, or a layover from Kansas City to Edmonton. That's just crazy. All right, let's see. I'm gonna check out Flight Hub. They're showing some takeaways. I don't know if they're gonna show it to me. There we go. Yep, there we go. Let's see. Yeah, it's a long flight from Fort Lauderdale to Edmonton. It looks to be yeah, no, they're doing layovers. They're gonna do some layovers. There's really no direct flights. There's no direct flights. Wow, that's crazy. Unless I'm wrong and I'm totally stupid and this Flight Hub website is inaccurate. I don't see anything that is a direct flight from Fort Lauderdale to Edmonton, unless you go to Miami. But no, they're gonna have to do some layovers, and there's a layover to Toronto. I don't know. That might be way too much. That's a lot. That's a lot on players, and especially for those who are playing in the National Hockey League. So yeah, I can understand that. But hopefully, Barkov is okay. Quite the travel. Game 3 is on Thursday. They go all up north to Edmonton. At the very least, I hope to get just one. One series split up at Edmonton is okay for me. It would be. I would love a sweep, but I don't see a sweep happening. It would be frustrating, but I don't see a sweep happening. But we'll see what happens in Game 3. Florida up 2-0 in the series. Barkov, I hope you're okay. Florida's defense, hopefully they continue the momentum up in Canada. And let's go Panthers, everybody. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I know it's a long one. I apologize. But if you have enjoyed this video all the way up until the end, hit the like button to subscribe for more content because Miami Chiefs gets it back. And when he does, he'll be right there with the entertainment you deserve. Let's go Panthers. And yeah, folks, 2 more wins. 2 more wins. We gotta do it. That's gonna do it, guys. And I'll see you guys next time. Good night, folks.